That's right, folks. It's time. It's time. It's not Vader time. It's payback time. Welcome back, everyone. Smash this podcast live, doing the Lucha Underground Season 3, episode number 7 review with none other than Mr. Mile High Laz and myself. How you doing tonight, dude?
Woo! I'm ready to vote Woo Waka.
Woo.
Woo Waka. I like Woo Waka better because that just sounds like a weird beer from Milwaukee.
Oh, that or Woo Waka. That sounds like drunk Chewbacca. Like Han got drunk and he's like, "Hey,
could you imagine a platinum blonde Chewbacca that would be Woo Baka?
And then strutting all over the.
Hell yeah, dude! We get him a feathered boa. Like that would be. There it is, right there. Oh I got my next T-shirt idea. I need somebody to draw me a Woo Baka.
There you go. Anybody listening to this and you want to do something fun for the show and or just Mile High Laz, find someone to make a Woo Baka. There you go.
I think I know who I'm gonna hit up because that will make me laugh to no end.
I can't believe we just came up with that. All right, so we go season 3, episode 7, payback time. Overall, before we pick this apart, what'd you think of the episode, dude?
Dude, ton going on. We saw a debut tonight. We got another teaser for White Rabbit.
It was a loaded episode.
Dude, there was a ton going on. I mean, like, the wrestling was... Dude, Matanza is unreal. Like, Matanza is a monster, but Killshot made him look so much bigger.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The way that Killshot worked for him... That was unreal. Like, he looked like he was 7 foot tall, 8,000 pounds.
And what's crazy was that was only a 5-minute match.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it was a fun. I still call it a squash match, but it was a fun match. You know, I mean, Killshot did get some offense in. He I was reading my notes here and I completely confused the hell out of myself. I'm like, what the hell did I just write here? He came down to the ring and he's still banged up from the weapons of mass destruction match, which is understandable. That was an insane match. But that was, dude, how many weeks ago was that?
A few.
It was like more than 2, wasn't it? Like 3 or 4? I'd have to go back and look, but that was a few weeks ago.
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, but I know it was a few weeks back. So,
and he came out. He was gingerly, as Matt Stryker's so put it, gingerly getting into the ring. He was. They zoomed in on the tape on his back, as in something happened to him. I'm guessing some kind of laceration. That or maybe it was it was a couple Z packs thrown on there from CM Punk type injury or something. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, it looked like he was taped up from like a bullet wound. I'm going.
Yeah,
did he get stabbed? Like, did I really miss something at some point?
He get a staph infection cut out or something. I don't know. But yeah, he looked rough coming into the match. So right off the bat, you knew things were going to be bad for him. But the amount of offense that he did put in was still good to see. You know, he's got a very similar move set, kind of high flying, similar to like Prince Puma ish. You know, kind of fun match, but. Matanza killed him in like 5 minutes with his finisher. That what the heck is his finisher called again?
The Wrath of the Gods.
Wrath of the Gods. Thank you. Yeah, he's just like a swing around slam or whatever.
Dude, it's the thing that's so crazy about that is it's actually He's reversing momentum on a power slam.
That's what it is.
He's going through and basically he's tipping it upside down and all the blood's rushing to the person's head. Yeah. And then he's snapping them full speed back the opposite direction.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then, as we're wrapping this match up and Matanza gets his win, which I didn't state how Killshot got it. It was another one of the Dial of Doom matches. I suppose I should have thrown that in there.
Darios Dial of Doom, eh?
Oh, and I completely missed the opening segment. I'll get to that in a second. I'm sorry. I'm jumping all over here. It's been a crazy ass day.
What's going on? I'm relying on you to steer the ship, and if you don't know where you're going, I'm doomed.
I'm gonna. Well, my job is to keep you reeled in. I'll let you go wherever the hell you want. But gentlemen, we get a debut tonight at the end of this match, Mister. Now, I don't know what they're gonna call him in this series. I don't remember if we've discussed this before.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what his in character name is here. But the gentleman that debuted tonight is known by AR Fox on the Independents.
Yes. And he actually looks different than he did in the Season 3 trailer.
Dude, he looks... I mean, honestly, that is the... Okay, I have seen him wrestle all over the place, and that is by far and away the cleanest I've ever seen him look.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know whether he just got out of makeup or whatever, but he looked fresh. I don't know what was different about him, but
he had significantly shorter hair.
Yeah,
but yeah, comes out.
I think that's going to be part of the gimmick. So,
well, yeah, and the stuff that they'll show the footage of him. The interrogation footage, whatever, from the Season 3 trailer that we saw where he's beat up and he's bloodied and, tied down or whatever. That's all going to be background footage. That's going to come out within the next month or so. But he comes out to the ring and Killshot has this look on his face like he's seen a friggin' ghost. AR Fox gets in the ring and Killshot goes up to him and he almost is hesitant to touch him. He can't believe this guy is standing there in front of him. And he starts poking him, as a friend. Whoa, are you really standing here in front of me? And then he embraces him. He gives him a hug. And then as he's giving him a hug, AR Fox has, they do a zoom in on AR Fox's face as he's looking over Killshot's shoulder as he's getting this hug, and he just has this dead look on his face
he was not remotely amused.
Yeah, he's
the Killshot.
he's like, that's not why I'm here. And he lets him know that immediately upon the release of this hug and drop kicks him dead in the face.
Yeah, dude, that freaking was like a jumping stationary axe kick.
Yeah,
that's impressive as hell to me. Basically the level of elevation he got to basically be able to put his hip dead level with friggin' Killshot's face. It's oh
yeah, knocked him in the next week, man. He did something else to him. What did he do?
Dude, he ground and pounded him, and then he hit him with what looked like a fisherman's brain buster.
Okay.
I might be looking at that wrong, but basically I was a little bit confused when I first saw it. I actually didn't quite see it all the way. It looked it looked a little bit different. I thought maybe it was a botched brain buster. Killshot didn't get the extension or whatever. I was thinking of oh man, I'm well, they still got out of it safe. But now when I watched it back, if you watch AR Fox's, or the artist formerly known as AR Fox, if you watch his outside hand, basically he crosses him up and pulls him in, which I didn't really understand, but okay. Yeah. I mean, that's Flair. And then when he went for the brainbuster, he takes him up. But if you watch his outside hand, not the one that's hooking Killshot's head, he reaches up and grabs his leg. So it's like a perfect plex, but it's a brainbuster. So basically, It's a vertical perfect plex.
Yeah, it's another cutter. Yeah, just a little different little twist on it. Yeah. So, well, yeah, a great introduction to this guy. Can't wait to see what comes down the road for these two. The background footage they're gonna put for these guys, it's gonna be a blast.
Oh man, and it's like, dude, I could watch these two. I don't think I've ever seen this match outside of this universe.
I was gonna say if anybody's seen it, it's you.
I'll have to look around because it. You know what? Like the thing is there's this wonderful organization down in Atlanta called AWF. That it's kind of a black hole because they don't have an on-demand service, but dude, they run some killer events through there.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. Like the second they have an on-demand service, I'm subscribing because, dude, they've got Killshot in his actual in his real world persona. Yeah. AR Fox works there as well, and a bunch of other talent works there as well. So it's a
wasn't AR Fox a former Dragon Gate champion?
Very well could have been, dude. He's been a champion all over the place.
That's one of the either Evolve or Dragon Gate. I know those two are like linked, but yeah.
I mean, but see, the thing is he also works out of Beyond, and he works out of a couple of other places as well. I mean, like the guy stays busy, so.
Oh yeah, and I know he works like PWG out of LA, so that's an immediate tie to this. So.
Yep.
So, all right, now we're going to backtrack to the actually beginning, and I didn't write a lot of notes on this. I wrote like one line, which I knew that was a mistake by doing that. I could have written like a half a page with the beginning promo here. Puma. What the? Puma? Wow. One sip of beer and I'm done. Puma.
The cheapest of all dates.
Right. Vampiro walks in on a Prince Puma. I'm getting warmer. He's getting ready for his match later tonight. He's got the main event with Mil Muertes, hence the payback time. And Vampiro is like, hey, he's just trying to. He's just trying to be a friend. He's trying to be a buddy. He's trying to drop some knowledge on him. He's trying to help Prince Puma. Puma
wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah, I mean, he was straight up cold to Vampiro, stopped him dead in his tracks, and he's like, no, don't even, no. Like you said, I want nothing to do with you and what you're offering me or whatever, which is like, whoa. But I mean, if you're an outsider, outside looking in on what happened between Vampiro and Pentagon and all that whole hot mess between seasons 1 and 2, yeah, I could completely get Prince Puma there, you know, and why he wouldn't trust him, because one of his enemies is Pentagon Jr. So why the hell would Vampiro be helping him? But Vampiro's got this thing now where he's like, okay, things didn't go so well with this guy over here being Pentagon Jr., now being Pentagon Dark. Hey, I'll help this guy over here. He'll want my help, because that's how Vampiro is, And man, and Vampiro just brushed it off. He's like, all right, but you know what? You're gonna be the one to end Mil Muertes. He's like, he still had to throw in that 2 cents worth. Like, well, I know you're gonna beat him.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, you know what? You're right. You don't need me. You're gonna win anyway.
Right.
Damn, why do you got to be so smart?
Yeah. It's just like, this is so smart. Damn you smart kids. So, and you know this is going somewhere because this is so good. And I've got a really bad feeling about this because if you watch that, and I know I keep going back to this, but if you watch that season 3 trailer, oh my God, I've got goosebumps just thinking about where the hell this is going. Well, let's keep going with this. After the introduction to AR Fox, we come back with a promo. Another promo for the White Rabbit Tribe, which once again is going to be the entering
favorite intergalactic space traveler,
Mr. Paul London, and you came up with his name last week, didn't you, or something? What they're going to call him?
It's the guy who plays Arhenis. Oh yeah, the guy from the Worldwide Underground.
No, not that. You said you had a. Didn't you say you had a character name for Paul London?
No. No,
oh, I thought
Paul
you.
London. No.
Oh, I thought you did. Maybe that was someone else I was talking to. Anyways,
Who knows with Paul London? I would not be just like remotely surprised. Like Paul London walks out. My name is Schmedlik Jamovsky. Okay,
perfect. Wonderful.
That's outstanding, Paul. That's outstanding.
But this was a goofy little thing, like through the eyes of a rabbit. And what was even more goofy is it was, running along the ground from the eye point of view of a rabbit. And like it was like the paws were like in the view of the camera going back and forth like it was like running or something. It was like, what the
dude, like, but it's Paul London, man. Like, if he had any creative influence at all, there's no telling what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, it's going to be goofy.
This could be where the bunny from the Rosebuds went.
Oh my God,
this could be it right here.
But that means that PJ Black is then going to be pulling double duty.
Wah wah.
Because wasn't he or one of the?
Yeah,
bunnies?
he was one of the many bunnies.
Yeah. Oh, dear God. He's in such a better place now. Well, not at this very second with 2 broken ankles, but just character-wise in the brand he's in.
That'll be all right, man. I got to see a picture today of Adam Rose and El Torito tagging. It was amazing.
Oh, that's different.
It's amazing. Dude, they did a rocket launcher splash off of Adam Rose. So good.
That's where was that, if I may ask?
I don't know. I just saw the photo.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Huh. That's man. Good. Well, good for him. I don't know what else to say about that.
Dude, you know what, man? Like, I look at it this way, man. It's like, you know what? If you're healthy, do whatever you got to do.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And he's rebuilding himself is what he's doing right now. So yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Next, we've got the Trios champions coming down to the ring, getting a nice little pop from the crowd, but they don't know who they're fighting. So Dario comes out of his office, has a little bomb he's going to drop on the temple, starts talking about in 4 weeks, so a month-ish. What week that's going to drop on, I don't know. I'm not going to look into November. I'm guessing around Thanksgiving-ish time.
The week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so a week before Thanksgiving-ish, whatever. We are going to get another Aztec Warfare.
Cool.
Which oh hell yeah, that's cool. That's massive. So yeah, the snowball's starting at the top of the hill, and it's just rolling because this is going to be something big is going to happen around either at Aztec Warfare or or right after. You could feel it. He also said that because there has been absolutely no competition for Matanza, but he wants Matanza to be a fighting champion, in more or less words, he is putting his brother, Matanza, the Lucha Underground champion, in the number 1 spot. Crazy.
Dude, this is just like, I know it fits here because they're building him as a true and genuine monster.
Yeah.
But this is like, all I'm seeing is like Vince McMahon with Roman Reigns. Like, look at him. He's so moist.
Is that the word you really want to use?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Because I would not use that word with Matanza. In no way, shape, unless he's covered in the blood of his victims, then I would call him moist.
Right. Hey, dude, he wears coveralls. Like, dude, that is not airy ring wire.
Well, yeah.
So I'm also assuming the Matanza would also end up moist. But next question.
So then that leaves a big question mark for why the guys are in the ring, the trios champions, Aerostar, Phoenix, and Drago. And he says that they are in there because they are going to be part of another unique opportunity. And then it's like, oh, yay. But at the same time, you're like, oh, shit. What is Dario stirring up now? Because that's one thing that Dario is so good at is stirring up shit. With, teams that work so well together. And, well, here we go. He puts these 3 guys in a 3-way against each other. The winner, get this, the winner gets the number 20 spot, the last spot in Aztec Warfare. And so you're thinking, oh, that's pretty damn good. That's like getting the 30 spot in the Royal Rumble. And it's like, okay, so what's up with the other 2 guys? He says the other 2 guys in the match, if they lose, they are out.
Dude, I got to put this in perspective. What does it say about the amount of talent you have access to if you can bench 2 of the top 30 talents in the world?
Well, yeah, and it just shows that there's more coming for these 3 guys, and like Stryker even said somewhere during the course of this, I think it was somewhere during the match or at the end of the match, he's just said that the ride home for these 3 is going to be a damn quiet one. So yeah, we get these 3 guys fighting. They're a team.
But I have a question.
Okay.
The only person who would be riding home is Phoenix, because Aerostar blasts into the cosmos and Drago turns into flames and disappears. So technically, it would be a very quiet ride home because Phoenix was talking to anybody, he'd be talking to himself.
He's got that badass car.
Damn right he does, but he's not going to be talking to nobody in that car because the other 2 guys can fuck off.
Yeah, they can go fly different directions.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's like, Mr. Stryker, keep up with the lexicon, my friend.
That was pretty good. I did not think about that. I just pictured one guy driving, one guy in the passenger seat, and one guy making faces in the back seat the whole time.
Yeah. But the thing is like I started thinking about it and just like, yeah, it's gonna be a quiet ride home. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all, because from what you've told us, that doesn't make any sense.
Which that also means that these 3 guys are living together.
Yeah, which is weird.
So it'd be kind of like Bert and Ernie, only different.
It would be like three's luchadors. Trace luchadors. Yeah, you do like the Threes Company music, like redone by like a mariachi band, and you just let it ride.
Yeah, and then you gotta like change the Threes Company lyrics to something lucha based.
Yeah, dude, totally doable.
Oh my god, that's my next project.
That's it, man. You know,
come and step in my ring.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna call Telemundo tomorrow. I got this covered. So I said, this is the plan. We're going to have Phoenix, Aerostar, and Drago living in an apartment, and their wacky next-door neighbor is going to be Vampiro.
Yeah, he'll be like...
he can be Don Knotts. Vampiro can be Don Knotts.
Don Knotts, thank you. Yeah, I was going to say, or if you want to make it the Ropers, you could throw Mundo and Taya next door, and they could be like having sex constantly, shaking the whole building or something. Just awkward as hell.
Yeah, dude, this could be a hell of a show, dude. Like, I'm disappointed this is something that's not going to happen.
And the Regal Beagle could be run by Son of Havoc, you know.
Yeah, and dude, we could get a Masquerade Sagrada.
I'm really showing my age
could be a short order cook. That'll be amazing. And short order cook, Masquerade Sagrada. Ha! I am fucking hilarious.
You went there, sir. Somewhere John Ritter is rolling over in his grave. Like, what the hell?
I'm like borderline ashamed of myself, but not really. So it all works out.
That's all right. You put in a good word for Torito earlier. All right.
Can we get Torito to be the other short order cook?
Dos short order cooks. What's short order cooks in Spanish? Never mind.
I am fucking hilarious. Okay.
All right. So we get this three-way match for a unique opportunity. Drago ends up winning this one with a blockbuster to Aerostar.
Dude, it looked like it didn't look like a normal blockbuster, though. Like, it looked like he rotated or something at the same time.
I've never even seen that before, so whatever it actually is, I don't care. I thought it looked awesome. This was a fun match, and this was also kind of a weird match. You know, they got some nice spots in there, but they were also kind of criticizing the guys because, like, two of them would be going at it, and then one guy would be, like, outside, like, almost like waiting to tag in, like, very conservatively. Like, what are you doing out there?
Yeah, I think there was some confusion on the match itself.
Just a little, yeah.
But I mean, overall, man, those three guys they put on such a good show.
Yeah, it picked up after a while, but yeah, no real complaints. It was just kind of funny because they were both looking at the.
Yeah, I noticed that at the beginning, and I'm like, what's he waiting for?
Yeah, I was like, did this become an elimination thing? Like these two go at it, and then no.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused with it, but I was just going because my thing is like I'm thinking, is this fighting like under luchador rules where like if one of them leaves the like lucha tag rules where if one of them leaves the ring and their feet hit the floor, the other person becomes the active competitor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a little lost there myself. So
yeah. So then we get into a promo in the back room. Drago is he's just he's just kind of hanging out. You know, he got his win. He's soaking in the moment. He's in the locker room, just kind of reflecting. I think you could say that in the mirror. Like that's about the best way I could put it. He was reflecting, literally.
Oh man, we are punny tonight.
Yeah. Cobra Moon sleeks up behind him.
She slithered,
very slither-ish. Yes.
Slither-ish. Slithy.
Slithered. I don't know.
Slitherish, I like better. Let's go with that.
Yeah, it almost sounds like a really nasty candy. Hey, what do you got? What are you taking to the movie tonight? I got Slitherish. What?
What? That sounds awful.
So she comes up behind him and says, you need to win this Aztec warfare for our tribe. So right there throws a huge tie-in for Cobra Moon and Drago. And he's like, no, I'm not. I left your tribe a millennia ago, and I'm never coming back. And then I laughed about this for almost a solid 5 minutes. So, okay, so there's some tension there between Cobra Moon and Drago, which if it leads to a match, I can't wait to see it because I want to see more of Cobra Moon. You know, she's very talented. Because I've been seeing a ton of her matches, like outside of Lucha Underground, all over the place lately. She even stopped recently in Milwaukee. And man, I can't wait to. It was like I always.
She was up there for Beer City, I think.
Yeah. And I always catch this stuff like last minute and didn't end up seeing it. So I hope she returns. Hey, if you hear this, Cobra Moon, you need to stop back up in Milwaukee soon because I'd love to meet you. So you need to slither your self back to Bruce City Wrestling. Yes. Put up bump. So Drago roars, pissed off. No, get away from me, Cobra Moon. I don't want to be associated. Kind of like, similar to Puma being pissed off at Vampiro.
I just like the fact that everything vibrated but nothing broke.
Yeah, well, that we know of. I mean, off camera, you could have had
Dude, the mirrors would have been the first thing to go.
Well, considering the abuse they took the last 2 seasons, Dario probably had them reinforced. I'm just saying.
True.
Yeah. Vampiro, Vampiro smashed his head into how many of those?
Most of them.
Right. So there you go. But then, so he takes off. He's pissed off, leaving Cobra Moon there, turns around as he's walking away, and there is Vinny Massaro. And the only reason why I know that is because I've seen a few conversations with him and other Lucha Underground. He's very vocal with the fans on Twitter. And I've heard what's that?
Good old Ink Sanity.
Yeah, and I've heard he was part of the show, but never knew what part of the show he was, So all of a sudden, boom, I was like, oh, hey, I recognize that guy. And he's like, hey, I thought this was the men's locker room. And he's gnawing on a crunchy piece, probably call it couch pizza, like 3-month-old couch pizza. And then all of a sudden, he farts just to end the segment.
I was just like, oh, great. Natalie's farting gimmick.
Yeah,
It's her gift to the universe.
That's the first thing I thought of. But it was so more fitting here. Because it's like a typical guy thing. You don't picture a cute girl to, if you see a cute girl do something awkward in a locker room, she's gonna laugh and snort, not drop ass,
Yeah, it was that was pretty interesting.
But yeah, I thought it was funny. I was like, hey, what's this guy doing? Munching on pizza and farting in front of women in the guy's locker room. Well, that's what Cobra Moon gets. Yeah, it's what you get for coming in the guy's locker room.
Then
we get a segment, and I feel like we've seen this before, except it gets a little more interesting every time. Dario's office, and he's just minding his own business, having a nice drink, and in walks none other than Mundo again, except this time he's prepared. Because he's been begging for a championship shot for how many weeks in a row now? Since the start of season 3?
Pretty much.
And he walks in with something very interesting. He's got the money from season 1 just sitting there. And he turns this in for his own little unique opportunity. And he says he wants Sexy Star. And he's like, well, whatever you got going next week, cancel it because it's done. But in the midst of that conversation, we were talking a little bit about that before we went live. And if you blinked, you missed it. But it wasn't the $100,000 from season 1. It was $94,000 some odd dollars. And Dario's like, oh yeah, the internet pictures, and Mundo goes, yeah, I had to pay someone off. So tell me that they didn't just bring a little reality into season 3 with one of Mundo's old real life relationships.
Dude, they're good with that, man. Like they seem to do the blending of character and reality far better than people who depend on it for a living that do it far more often on a far larger stage.
Yeah, and this took me a second, and I had to pause it. I was like, internet pictures, and the first thing that like you and I were joking about was like the Seth Rollins pictures. And I was like, oh yeah, that's close. But a certain ex of Mundo that showed up at the end of season 1.
Yes.
Dropped a little interesting internet photo out there for the public to embarrass Johnny Mundo. And so I'm guessing that they brought this little storyline thing into like as a reference to that, as in that's why you don't see Mileena in season 3 or anywhere from season 2 till now, is because Mundo just said he paid someone off.
He had to pay he only paid like $5,400 to have somebody offed?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's like the Walmart of hitmen. Like, I'm okay.
Yeah, and probably case of Corona.
Maybe. Get away with a 12-pack.
I'm trying to think lucha-like,
It's a case of Tecate.
There you go. There you go.
No, Victoria, whatever the hell that is that they always advertise in the middle of the ring in AAA.
Oh, God. Is that what that is?
I don't know. I don't know what that is, but
I thought that was like a sport brand, like
who
Champion
knows?
is.
It's Mexico. It's weird.
Yeah, they have big scary clowns in the middle of the ring, and everybody loves them. Whereas the rest of our country is running from them.
I love Psycho Clown.
And the whole posse. So, next week is going to be really interesting. Mundo versus Sexy Star for the Gift of the Gods Championship. They're going to collide, and some really interesting shit's going to go down, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Like, those two, they're so talented. I mean, Sexy Star is probably one of the most talented women wrestlers, period. And Morrison is way up on the list. So, like, it's something cool is going to happen between those two.
Oh, yeah. And if not next week with the match, it's not going to end there. These two, this is just so big. I can't even.
Yeah, I think this is destined to go on for a bit.
Yeah. Let's see then. Okay, notes. We got the money. Okay, so we get the main event. Katrina joining Mil Muertes down at ringside versus Prince Puma. This is part 2. They called it a year in the making. That just makes it sound even bigger, which this is big because, this has been a long time coming. A lot of revenge, a lot of emotions built up from Prince Puma towards...
Dude, you can't say his name today.
I can't.
He was Prince Puna, Prince Pumo.
Pumo was the first one, yeah, because I was mixing up with Vampiro. God, it's just one of those days, dude.
It's like, dude, when did he get another? Like, it's just he's like it's turning into like the Marvel universe with Spider-Man. It's like so far we've got like a Venom and a Carnage. Now we just need a doppelganger, and we'll just go. Let's see here. So we got to get one more remix in of Puma. So we've had Puma and Puma, the original.
Yeah, and if you're just gonna, throw another one in the mix, Katrina's there, so we'll say Princina. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll have to continue.
Okay. All right.
Continue.
But this was a nice 10-minute match. Puma actually gets a win here. I was a little surprised.
But the thing is it was believable.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, it was a really physical contest between those guys. So I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more from them.
And what's interesting is there was no shenanigans from any outside Disciples of Death or any of those, because those guys are all gone now.
Are they all gone now? I know Katrina killed the one.
Sinestro killed the last one. Yeah, because Sinestro killed Uno and Dos. I'm sorry, I can't think of
yeah, dude. You had Sinestro de la Muerte, you had
Trece.
Yeah, it was 13.
And the other one.
And yeah, it was Huey, Dewey, and their other cousin Larry. Or yeah,
Bo. I don't know, but
did we just get meta. What just happened?
I don't.
What year is it? Do you smell burnt toast?
Yeah, I think the lights are going to go out soon.
It's like,
I forgot
Eric supposed to smell funny? I don't understand.
I forgot to pay the light bill again, so we gotta wrap this up soon. Shit. But yeah, Puma gets a win here. Great match. No shenanigans, just a solid one. I mean, yeah, there was some leniency because there was some weapon use, but it wasn't overdone. Just a great headlining match.
Yeah, and they're both phenomenal workers. I mean, Puma's one of the best in the world right now. Period. And in the world of big men, Mil Muertes is up on that list.
Oh yeah, he is. He's been around for quite a long time too.
Yeah, he's like 38 or 39 something.
Yeah. My introduction to him was actually Judas Macias in TNA about 10 plus years ago.
Yeah, I got introduced to him as El Macias, so
yeah.
Yeah, he's a monster, dude, and he's a legit believable monster. That's the thing that they do so well.
Yeah.
Is they have two very, very legitimate, two very, very believable monsters on that roster.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is when he's down in AAA, he's Macias.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever they call him.
El Macias.
Yeah. And he's unmasked.
Yeah.
Except at the last Triple Mania.
Yeah, he worked as Mil Muertes.
He was as Mil Muertes because they did a 3-on-3 match with a bunch of Lucha Underground guys. And I was like, whoa, that's different.
But he was also listed on the flyer as Mil Muertes and underneath it in parentheses, Macias.
Oh, okay. Well, because he's a big drawing power and not everybody in Mexico knows what Lucha Underground is, I'm guessing.
Probably something along those lines.
Well, because it's produced for an American audience, So, all right. So yeah, Puma gets a win. Great match. Great headlining match. Except we're not done yet. Ray is in the locker room talking with none other than, and I don't think, man, I can't remember the last time I saw this gentleman, or even where I saw him.
Eddie was still alive. It would have been back in the Latino Heat and Chavito tag team days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah. So, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
Well,
10 at least.
10 plus, give knock a couple years extra on there, yeah. But yeah, he's talking to Chavo Guerrero Sr., which is Chavo's dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically, to sum up the end, and I know I'm missing some stuff from the middle here, but he says either he goes or I go. So it sounds like Ray's really coming up with something to get rid of Chavo. And it almost sounds borderline, like, quite heelish.
Yeah, it sounds like loser leaves town.
Something, yeah. And whatever it is, it sounds like Chavo Guerrero Sr. is all for it. Like, he's like, I'm guessing, something to the effect of he's fed up with his son.
Yeah, I mean, Chavo's always walked that line with him, throughout their storylines. Like, he's always been the one to challenge.
Yeah.
So it may just be that he's finally hit that point. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to defend you anymore.
Yeah. And he's going to actually back Ray. So that's interesting. And if they actually bring him into the temple, not just a backstage segment, the fans are going to go nuts. And Vampiro and especially Matt Stryker are going to eat that up and tell you, they're just going to, drop a bunch of historical stuff on there, because that's what they're good at,
Yeah, I mean, it's like that adds another interesting layer, because the thing is that adds additional lineage to the storyline.
Yeah, and it's real.
Yeah, and they've hinted around that before, like, oh, you know what, like this fight's been going on for generations, blah blah blah. Yeah. And but you never really saw any other generations introduced into the show, so it was neat to see Chavo's dad being introduced.
Yeah, the closest thing we've had to this is seeing like an older character like Blue Demon Jr., So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, it's one of those things. It's like, I don't need the old talent in the ring. It's like, you know what? Come out and tell me the story. Tell me why you are important to this story.
It's storytelling, and it's at its best in this brand, and that's one thing they're great at doing.
Yep.
So that pretty much wraps up this episode. One last little news nugget I was going to drop on about Lucha Underground stuff as news came out a few days ago is that they're touring. Lucha Underground is touring. They've got 3 dates set up. In fact, the first one is in a few days. They've got one for the 23rd, the 30th. You know what? Let me go to our brothers.
Yeah, they're doing like Phoenix, San Diego, and LA or something.
Yeah, there's Texas.
But the thing is they're all free shows.
Yeah, they're part of like a state fair thing. Hang on,
what I'm guessing is I'm guessing they're probably getting sponsored out by whatever beer company.
Yeah, and that could very well be.
I mean, my guess, to be totally honest, it's probably Tecate. Dude, they sponsor all kinds of fight stuff. Like, they're all over boxing. Yeah. So it wouldn't that would not be a brand that would remotely surprise me.
Yeah, it's I don't know whatever beer is popular on the West Coast. I guess I don't know. But yeah, I was trying to find the article on our brothers page, mineofcarnage.com. Oh, here we go. Cricket Wireless announces Lucha Underground live event dates. That's it. So Cricket Wireless brings El Rey Network's action-packed wrestling series Lucha Underground live to Phoenix, Houston, and San Diego. There we go. It's called Lucha en Vivo. 3 action-packed, high-flying Lucha Underground live events in 3 cities this fall. For the first time, fans in Phoenix, Houston, and San Diego can be ringside.
Wow, they're not going to LA at all.
That's LA's their home.
Yeah, but I figured they might have done a bigger room in LA. That's kind of what I was thinking. But
yeah,
cool.
that's true. But they're trying to branch out, and I think they're testing the waters still. I mean, they did it once last year with
South by Southwest.
Yeah, down in Texas. So they're doing Texas again. They're doing Houston, Phoenix, and San Diego. Excitement. Masked heroes and villains of Lucha Underground battle it out for wrestling supremacy. So Phoenix is October 23rd, Houston October 30th, and San Diego November 5th. And yeah, from what it sounds like, it's free. And there's also some kind of sweepstakes going on with this. And you can go to www.mindofcarnage.com for all the tasty little details on this event and stuff going on from Cricket Wireless and Lucha Underground. So,
1 second here. Read off those dates one more time.
I just lost the page.
Of course you did.
It's 23rd, 30th, and November 5th.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Sunday, and then the following Saturday.
Yeah, you've only got one major schedule conflict for one of your primary stars that I can see, and that's for Ricochet, because he's got a Road to Power Struggle show in New Japan.
Oh, you know what? And I just saw an article about that earlier today. He is not going to be in the New Japan Pro Wrestling event for that date. They are rescheduling it for, I believe I saw November 8th as the date. Don't quote me on that, but I believe they scheduled it for like something, either the 28th or the 8th, something like that.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, it's a, I was just curious because I know that that's one of their big run-up shows, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's contractually obligated to Lucha Underground, so they said, hey, we're doing this, so yeah. That's okay. I'm sure he's getting paid for it.
Oh, I'm sure. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Roberto Rodriguez Mula. He's
Indeed.
not the bad thing.
So, yep, another good show. Ready to go for next week. Ready to see where all the new leads we got tonight go. Maybe next week we see a Paul London.
That's got to be dropping within the next couple weeks. Yeah,
I'm assuming if we don't see him before, I'm assuming we see them make some kind of impact at Aztec Warfare.
Well, and seeing as it's a group of 3 guys coming in, we may see the crumbling of the Trios champions sooner than later.
That's another really good call. That's another very good possibility. So
yeah, that's my guess. Because now there's already friction growing now because of that 3-way match.
Oh yeah, there was friction before that. So
and the awkward ride home now.
Yeah, it's going to be a super awkward ride home because Phoenix is going to be riding home by himself. and the other 2 people will fuck off to the cosmos or wherever the hell else they go. What? What? Dude, one of the guys blasts off into outer space, the other guy turns into flame. Where the fuck does flame go? I don't know.
He's just a fireball.
Yeah, it's like where do you go chill when you're a fireball? Like, these are things I don't know.
You go to the hottest spot on Earth.
Las Vegas.
There you go. Not a bad thing.
You do a stage show, you do Wayne Newton covers, and yeah, you can do that. So let's turn out the lights, man. Because if not, I'm going to start talking about Wayne Newton, and nobody wants that.
Oh God, no! You and Wayne Newton covers, no, please, no. Last time you did that, no, please, no.
Dude, I used up all 8 hours, and we had to start a new one, and it was.
YouTube threatened to sue me. No, we're not doing that again. All right.
Oh, come on.
Do that on your own damn channel.
Okay.
Hint, hint, preview of things to come from Mile High Lass.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, man, turn out the lights. Because the party is over.
Thank you for joining us this week. Another great live show from Smash This Podcast. Smashing another episode of Lucha Underground. We'll be here next week, same time, same channel, for episode 8, whatever that may be. We'll see you then.
Turn out the lights.